has come forward offering, quite revolutionary change to the way liquor and booze sales are done in the province. Why does this happen all the time?
Well, it's politically popular to tap into that kind of discontent. People are always going to be unhappy with the LCBO. That's a perennial. I'll make one. Look, it happened in 1985 with David Peterson made the promise. 1995, the Tory leader Mike Harris promised to look at it and led people to believe it would happen, and now Mr. Hudak is doing it again. I'll make one prediction. The LCBO will not be privatized when Mr. Sherman, when Mr. Sherman and Mr. Hudak win power. What they will do is tackle the beer store, which you may want to talk about later.
We'll come to
that. But the LCBO, here's the thing about the LCBO. If, to quote a former Tory premier, or to perhaps misquote him, if it ain't broke, don't dismantle it. Okay, don't privatize it. You can fix it, however, and I think that's what people will find.
Well, what do you mean fix it? What's broken about it?
There's a lot that needs to be improved at the LCBO, and Mr. Sherman always calls me a Tory apologist, so I'm not going to let him cast
a liberal apologist.
A liberal apologist. We're both from Quebec, so we're actually the Quebec side today, the Quebec-born beer and corner store side. But I'm not going to be the LCBO apologist. I'm just going to say you don't throw the LCBO out with the bathwater. Mr. Sherman mentioned the glossy ads that are in the Saturday papers. It's actually 750,000, and it's good for my paper's revenue, but they're not really very useful, and I have to say they are.
Sorry,
so that's
they spend $750,000.
No, it's 750,000 copies are distributed of these glossy, heavy paper recipes and things like that. That no graphic designer.
Paid for by advertising in the magazine itself.
So they're actually paid for by the suppliers who are hit up by the LCBO to bankroll this. Then you have air miles that are given to consumers in a monopoly environment. That doesn't make a lot of sense. That's what Air Canada does to fight off Delta Airlines or whatever. You don't do that when you're a monopoly. And the third thing, as the Auditor General has pointed out, is they pay too much for their supplies. They overpay. They ask their suppliers if they can overpay for the wholesale price just to keep the retail price high for social reasons. So there's lots that can be fixed at the LCBO, but there are many reasons not to tamper with it.
Let's again go in order of preference here, as they say. Sure. Is there a way to change the way the LCBO does business while at the same time realize that $1.6 billion of annual revenues that the Treasury needs?